Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Karibuni tena once again. Sio, leo tutafanya International Star Assessment. Sawa, tutaku assist. Wacha nikuoneshe the full paper yenyewe vile inavyoketi. Nadhani umeona paper yenyewe on 40 minutes, paper rahisi for grade A students only. Now let's go to where we want. Now let's start without wasting more time. And kama kawaida, before starting the session, try to subscribe, okay, and also creating new things, so inshallah, just stay tuned. So just section A, question 1. Grade 8 learners were asked to list examples of integers. They listed the following. So which one is wrong? So integers, right? Now integers basically are whole numbers without any fractions or decimals and etc. Like -1, they can include negative or positive whole numbers. So if it's a decimal, you ignore that and you don't include that in integer part. So at the end of the day, this is your answer. D is your answer. So 1.5 is not an integer. Question 2. Now question 2 is Wanjiru got the sum of the total values of the digits 5 and 9 in the number 93,582. Total values for 5 and 9 sum. So let's search for the total value of 5, which is 500. The total value for 9 is going to give you 90,000. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 zeros. 90,000. So basically, the sum of the two, which is 90,000 plus the 500, which will give you 90,500. Isn't that easy? So this is your answer. Now for question 3, which is also easy. Wasika wrote the number 594. I don't know the many millions. 594 million 678,967. So what's the number round off to the nearest hundreds of millions? Right? What's the number rounded off to the nearest hundreds of millions? So hopefully hundreds of millions. This is ones, this is tens, this is hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, tens. This is millions, this is tens of millions, this is now hundreds of millions. So this is 5. In front of 5 you have 9. Is it greater than 5? Yes. Then you round up the 5. You 5 utapandisha juu, you are 6. And the other numbers will give you zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other zeros. So your final answer should be 600 million. Now it's somehow harder. Let's see. So the answer is A. This one is not 600 million. This is 60 million. So this is not, it cannot be your answer. Okay. Now question 4. A cultural show was attended by 986 male adults. 986 male adults. Male adults, 2,807 female, and 5,145 children. And the question is asking you how many more children than adults attended the show. Remember, this is asking you about the adults, and the adults consist of two guys, the female and the male. So let's find the sum of the adults first, which is the 986. Or let me just start with the thousands. The 2,807 add to 986, which will give you 3,793 adults. For the children, obviously, the children just have 5,145 children. So how many more children than adults attended the show. You do subtraction here. So we subtract the number of children, which is 5,145, minus it with 3,793. 5 minus 3 gives you 2. Power of 1 from 1, which remain with 0. 14 minus 9 is 5. Power of 1 from 5 to be 10, minus 7 to be 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. So at the end of the day, this is your answer. So this should be 1,352. Now, Abdul collects 1,000. I think this is 150 egg tray. I'm not sure, from his poultry farm. I don't know if it's egg because I don't see clearly. So 150 from his poultry farm. She sells the eggs at 12 shillings. 12 shillings each. So how much money did she make in the month of February 2008? So this is 150 eggs. Okay. So basically this is question 5. So she collects 150 eggs and she sells those eggs at 12 shillings. So each egg is 12 shillings. So again, you're going to take 150 times 12. So for 150 egg, I don't know, this is this 150 egg per day? I think it's per day. So she collects 150 egg per day. Not sure, but let's assume it's like that. 150 times 12, which gives you 1,800. So per day she gets like 1,800 shillings. That is for one day, because she collects obviously 150 eggs in a day. Again, you ask yourself, in the month of February, how many days do you have? And since it's the year 2008, is that 2008 divisible by 4? If it's divisible by 4, then we call it a leap year. Okay, but is it divisible by 4? Let's confirm. How do you know if a number is divisible by 4? You look at the last 2 digits, which is 08, and then divide by 4. Is it divisible by 4? Yes. If you want to confirm, you can take the 2008, the year 2008 divided by 4. If it doesn't give you a remainder, then most probably it's a leap year. So yeah, if I divided by 4 and it didn't give me any remainder. So in a leap year, usually the month of February, what do you call it? This is leap year. In a leap year, the month of February will have 29 days instead of the 28 days. And as a result, obviously, if one day gives you 1,800 or about 29, then you need to multiply by 29 to get the final answer. So 1,800 times 29 to give you 52,200 shillings. That's a lot of money. I don't think he needs to work even as a workman. Is there 52,200 there? Yes, it's there. So yeah, so that is the answer. Now for question 6, let me put question 6 here at the bottom so that people can able to see it. Question 6 was the difference in the value between the LCM of 8 and 12 and the GCD of 36, 44 and 54. Let's search for the LCM first of 8 and 12. I use the box method. So divide by 2 gives you 4, and this one gives you 6. Divide by 2 still gives you 2, 3. There's still one number, so you still divide by 2. It gives you 1, and then you get 3. Divide by 3. That's when it gives you 1 and 1. So you need to do 2 cubed, or 2 cubed because it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. So LCM is 24. Your GCD is just opposite of LCM. So we're going to take 36 and 54. Now let's divide by a common number. That is 2. So this one gives you 18. This one gives you 27. Can you divide by 2? No. because the 27 cannot be divided by 2. And this is GCD. You need to make sure that both of the numbers are divisible by that one number. So let's divide by 3 then. Then it gives you 6, and this one gives you 9. Can we divide by 3 yet? Yes. This gives you 2, and this one gives you 3. And I think that's the end, because even if I divide by 3, I can go on to this, but it can't go on to 2. So again, 2 times 3 squared, or 3 times 3, so giving you 18. So that's the GCD, and that's the LCM. And they're asking you to find the difference. Therefore, the difference is just basically subtraction of two numbers, and that is 24 minus 18 to give you 6. So where is the 6? This is the 6. Now let's go to question 7. Question 7 is asking you, or is telling you that on Thursday, a quarter of the workers were absent. On Friday, only 1/6 of workers were absent. And what fraction of workers were absent altogether on both days? So on Thursday, a quarter were absent. On Friday, 1/6 of the workers were absent. So basically, just add them. So a quarter plus 1/6, which is the LCM of 4 and 6. How much is the LCM of 4 and 6? I think it's 12. Is it 12? 4 and 6 is 12. Yes, 12. So the LCM of 4 and 6 is 12. So 12 divided by 4 gives you 3. Add to 12 divided by 6 gives you 2. 3 plus 2 gives you 5/12. So that is the answer. Why is it that easy? Or is there a trick to it? Not sure. Okay, question 8. Question 8 is telling you that the figure below shows a right angle triangle. Identify the length of the side M. Okay, this is the side. Yeah, of the side something. I'm not sure what's the thing here. So that's why I'm just guessing this is the question. So we have a triangle, which is a right angle. We have 7. We have 25. Again, you can use any method if you know all the Pythagoras theorems. Then it's very easy to answer such a question. We have the ratio of 3 to 5 to 4 is 5. We have 7 is to 24 is to 25. We have 5 is to 12 is to 13. So basically this is the 7 is to 24 is to 25. So the M is 24. And that's one way. The other way is using, in case you don't know this, you use C squared minus B squared, which is equivalent to A squared. So in case you want to find the value of A, you just square root whatever you have there. So you take 25 squared minus 7 squared, then square root it. This one gives you 125. This one gives you 49. So 125 minus 49 will give you 76. Oh, that's supposed to be 25 squared, which is 25 times 25. This gives you 625. So 625 minus 49, which will give you around 576. And the square root of 576 is basically 24. Yep. That's done. Let me look at the answers. What the answers? So this is your answer. Question 9. Question 9. The area of a square is 3,844 centimeters square. Which is this? So the area is 3,844. What is the length of each side of the square? So remember, area of a square is given by side times side. So if your area is given by 3,844 and you don't know the size itself, so which is s squared, when you want to find the side, you square root the area to give you the length of one side. So the square root of 3,844, which gives you 62. So length of one side is 62 centimeter, which is this one. Okay, question 10. Love algebra. In case you don't love algebra, make sure you love it through our lessons. So question 10 is talking about Nikesa. Nikesa is X years old now. She's Y years older than her son. So Nikesa is a mother. So let's write here Nikesa is X years old. And she's Y years older than her son. So the son is going to be X minus Y. Remember, let's take an example. Let's say if your mother is 30 years older and the son, which is you're like 4 years younger, or your mother is 4 years older than you, so it's going to be 30 minus 4 to get the age of the son. You get 30 minus the difference. So the same applies to here. So she is Y years older. The case is Y years older than her son. So most probably the son is going to be X minus Y years. So be very careful. Which of the following expressions represent the sum of their ages in 10 years time? So this is Nekesa right now, and this is the son. Okay. So Nekesa now, which is the present, she's X years, and the son, why am I writing the son again? The son is X minus Y. So in 10 years time, that is in the future, in 10 years to come, Nekesa is going to be X plus 10, and the son is going to be X minus Y plus 10. So the sum of the ages is going to be X plus 10 plus X minus Y plus 10. So X plus X gives you 2X. 10 plus 10 gives you 20. But just write minus Y plus 20. So this is the answer. Where is the answer? This one. So that's question 10 for you. Okay, let's go to question 11. Okay, question 11, work out the area of the shaded part, which is this one, which is here 4 centimeters, this is 6 centimeter, this is 5. Okay, this is 3 centimeter, hopefully. Now, it's quite hard to get the height for now, but is it? I don't think it's that hard, because if this is 5, at the end of the day this is going to be 3, so it's 3, 4, 5. The height is shared, no other different height. So let's say your height here is 3, and how did I get the 3? Because of this triangle. If this is 5 centimeter, this is 4 centimeter. So at the end of the day, you do 5 squared minus 4 squared, then the square root, giving you 25 minus 16 square root gives you 9. Square root of 9 is 3 centimeter. So our height is 3 centimeter. Now this is a triangle. An area of triangle is given by a half times base times height. So your base is basically from here to here, and your base is 10, and the height is 3. So half times 10 times 3, that gives you 10 times 3 to be 30, and divide by 2 gives you 15 centimeter square. Tamam. So that is your answer. This is your answer. But I think there's also another way. Let me try out the other way if you can see the same exact answer. Method 2. Method 2 is when you look at this. This is a whole rectangle. And the whole rectangle, the area of the first whole rectangle, which let's say you represent as the x value, okay, is going to be 4 times 3, okay, length times width, which is 12, and then you subtract with the area of the triangle, half triangle, which is this one, 3 and 4. So minus half times 4 times 3, so 12 minus half times 4 times 3, this is going to be 6, so this one. So the first shaded part, which is this, okay, which is this one, sorry for that. The first shaded part, which is this one, is 6 centimeter. You do the same thing with the other one. Again, the area of the other one, let's say y, the other rectangle, which is 6 by 3, which gives you 18. Then subtract to the area of the triangle, which is 6 and 3. Okay, by the way, the height, we already know the height. I don't know why I was doing the height answer. So we were already given, so we didn't need to do all of those things. So half times 3 times 6, which will give you 18 minus a half times 3 times 6, this is 9. So 18 minus 9, this is 9. So add those two, 6 plus 9, to give you 15 centimeters square. But the easiest one, I think, is this one. And this is the easiest one because you already know the length, which is 6 plus 4, and you already know the height, which is 3, and we've been given the 3. I didn't realize that. So just take a half times 10 times 3, which gives you 15 centimeters square. This is just a long method, so it's better to focus on a simpler method. Question 12. Now, a minibus left Nairobi for Kisumu at 9:45 a.m. So the guy, or the minibus, left Nairobi for Kisumu at 9:45 a.m. Okay, the journey itself took 7 hours 55 minutes. Right. Now, at what time did it arrive at Kisumu? So you just basically take the time that it departed plus the duration that it took for the journey, which is 7 hours and 55 minutes. Okay, so if you look at hours, if you look at minutes, this is 9, this is 45, add to the 7 hours and 55 minutes. So obviously 45, 5 plus 5 gives you 10, 5 plus 5 gives you 100. But since 1 hour gives you 60 minutes, that's why you need to subtract 60 from it to give you 40. And the extra 1 hour, you add it to here. So to give you 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 7, 17. So basically it's 1740 or 1740 hours, but which can be written as, in terms of AM PM, should be 17 minus 12 is 5. So it should be 5:40 PM. So this is your answer. Let me use that blue color. Now, question 13. Question 13, a refrigerator operates at 278 Kelvin. What's its temperature in degrees Celsius? Very easy question. So you know that 0 degrees Celsius gives you 273 Kelvin. So what about 278 Kelvin? So you're changing Kelvin into degrees Celsius. So you basically take 278 minus 273. So 278 minus 273 gives you 5 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I'm correct. So this is the answer. Question 14. Use a number line to find the solution. So between in which I'm using right now, let me draw the number line. Minus 5 plus minus 7 plus 13. Wait. So this is a very lengthy process, but all in all, let's just write it. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, -8, -9, -10, -11, -12. I think that's can still continue to give you -13. Then obviously -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1. Now -5 plus -7 is just the same as saying -5 minus 7. So -5 being here, you're going backwards 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're at -12. Then add, so you get -12. Then add 13. So it means that you need to go again forward. You need to go forward 13 times, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 to give you +1. Okay, so your answer we say is +1. So that is your final answer, not -1. Okay, now let's continue. Let's just skip this thingy. There's a lot of things. Question 15. Now, question 15 is asking you to use a calculator. So, using a calculator, find the value of 42, 21 minus 14 plus 35 divided by 7. Hey, that's a happen when we're using a calculator. So, don't need to need step by step. If you want, I can show you step by step. But my question is asking you to use a calculator. So, but still, let's assume we don't have one. So 21 minus 14 is 7. That's 35 divided by 7. Again, you do 42. I wish I had a calculator to show you how to use one. 42 times 7 plus 35 gives you 329. Okay, then divide by 7. So just go step by step, even if you are using a calculator. So this gives you 47. Okay, so your final answer is 47. This one here. So you start with the brackets, and then there's no division here. We go to multiplication, and then addition, subtraction. There's no subtraction, but there is division. But deal with the numerator, and then after getting the final answer for the numerator, and then divide by 7. So this is done. Question 16. What is the value of 12.3 times 4.56 correct to 2 decimal places? Now the value of this one, basically, since it's 3 decimal points, you just write it here. Because of this 1 decimal point, the other one, this one is 1 decimal point, the other one is 2 decimal points, 1, 2, and so total is going to be 3. So need that. So just multiply the way it should be. So like just take 123 times 456. Okay, 456 times 123, which gives you 56,088. 56,088. Now, since it's 3 decimal points, starting from 8, so your point is usually here. So we go backwards 1, 2, and 3, and ends at 6. So your final answer should be 56.088. So that is your answer. Choice B. Done. Now, question 17. Another question. What is 468.3894 rounded off to the nearest tenth? Obviously, this is tenth. You look at the number front of it. Mbele ya hiyo 3 kuna namba gani? Ni 8. Is it greater than 5? Yes. Then round up by adding 1 to 3. So we talk about 468.3 plus 1 is 4. So 4.4. And the others, you can truncate it. Most of the students usually add 0, 0. Just ignore that. You just truncate the numbers that are in front of 3. The final answer is going to be 468.4. Much simpler one. So that is question 17. Now, question 18. The price of a liter of petrol at a petrol station was 199.08 shillings. David wrote the figure to one significant figure. Each of the following is the price to one significant figure. So this one has been written to one significant figure. So one significant figure utaanza kuhesabu kutoka mwanzo hapo, which is 1. So one significant figure ni 1 hapo. So mbele ya 1 kuna 9 is greater than 5, then add 1 to the 1. So it's going to give you around 1 up. So it's going to give you 2, and the other numbers are going to be 200 or 00. Obviously, easy be itakuwa 00, but it's not a must. But it's just better to write it like this. So your final answer is going to be 200 shillings. That's question 18. And question 19, just have one question to go then. Work out the area of rhombus, which is this. Now, the easiest way of working out the area of rhombus is this one. In case they gave you the diagonals, then you write diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 over 2. Diagonal 1, which is from here, from one end to the other end. So that is 8 plus 8 to give you 16. And diagonal 2, which is from here to here, which is 6 plus 6 to give you 12. So you don't just take half the diagonal, you take the full diagonal. So 16 times 12 divided by 2. So 16 times 12 divided by 2 to give you 96. Obviously, that one gives you 192. Then divide by 2 to give you 96 centimeter square. That's question 19. Then we're remaining with one question, which is question 20. So let me just write it here. You've been told express 0.5 as a fraction. Is that recurring? I'm not even sure if it's recurring or what. But let me write question 20. I think most probably is recurring. Okay, 0.5 recurring as a fraction. So we say r to be 0.555 and continuing. Then therefore 10r is going to be 5.555 continuing. So we basically take this and this because the numbers following after the decimal are the same as the one at 10r. So 10r is equal to 5.555. R is equal to 0.555 recurring. So subtract this 2, 10r minus r, 9r, 5. This one becomes 0.00. So 5 minus 0 is just 5. Divide by 9, and therefore r is 5 over 9. Very simple. Easy peasy. So we're remaining with section B, and hopefully we're going to finish the whole paper today. Okay, section B. We're done with section A. Now section B. Okay, question 21. The area of a square garden is 42.5 meters square. Use mathematical tables. Find the length of one side of the garden. Again, mathematical tables. I think I need to remove one. Let me search for it. Okay, got it. So square root of 42.57. Why am I searching for the square root? The reason is we have the area, right? And for you to get any side, you need to find the square root to get the side itself, not the area, but the side. So we'll be using square root tables. So again, square root tables run from 1 to 99, so you can get anything above 10. So let's search for square root tables. This is cube tables. Oh, okay, this is square root tables. 42.57. This is 42. Let me highlight it. This is 42. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 42.5. Then we have 7, 54. So we're supposed to take 6.5192 add to 54. 6.5192 add to 54. 6.5192, add 54 into it. Let's see how much it gives us. This is 6, this is 14, so it's going to give us 6.5246. Okay, so the fourth significant figure obviously is going to be 6.525 meters. Now if you want to confirm using your calculator, 6.525 square, it's going to give you the same exact thing, which is 42.58. But now because I've rounded off, you can write it like this, or you can write it like this. The way you just got it, it's better to write it just the way you got it, but most of the time I encourage students to write it in four significant figure. Question, that's question 21 by the way, not 22. Question 22. Okay, question 22. Now, question 22, a grade 7 teacher wrote the following inequalities on the chalkboard and asked the learner to solve them. What answer did they get? So x plus 8 less than 20. Put the 8 to the other side, giving you minus 8. That's question A. So x is going to be less than 12. So the inequality doesn't change unless if you are dividing with a negative number on both sides, or you are multiplying by a negative number on both sides. Again, the second question, a third plus n less than 3. So put the third to the other side, and remember this and this are different. Now for you to remove the third, you need to multiply by its reciprocal, but for this one you need to migrate the a third to the other side, and therefore it's going to be minus a third. So this is positive a third, right here is going to be minus a third. So n is greater than 3 minus a third. If you remove a third from 3, is going to give you 2 over 3. So this is something that you should know. Again, we have d plus d minus 5 less than 15. D plus d, collect like terms first to give you 2d minus minus 5 less than 15. Put the negative 5 to the other side to give you plus 5. So 15 plus 5 is going to give you 20. So you have 2d less than 20, divide by 2, divide by 2, d is less than 10. So again, this, the answer to this is this, the answer to this is this, and the answer to the other one is d to be less than 10. Question 23. Question 23 is telling you that Pascal had 20 hectares of land. He shared the land among his 3 children, Michael, Benson, and George. So Michael, Benson, and George, MBG. The ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 5. Okay, so how many, respectively, how many hectares of land did Benson get? Now the sum of, okay, let's say the total ratio of the 3 of them is going to be 2 plus 3 plus 5, which is going to be 10. So we have 10 shares here. Now what do you do to the 10 shares? Now we have 20 hectares. So we take the 20 hectares and divide by the 10 shares to give you 2 hectares per share, or per one thing. So in case you're searching for Benson, Benson has 3 shares. So if one share is 2 hectares, so basically 3 shares or 3 divisions is going to be 3 times 2, which is 6 hectares. So again, that is your answer. But there's also another method which you can use. I think this is the one that you taught at school, which is you can take the ratio for Ben, which is 3, out of the total, which is 10, multiply by the 20 hectares of land. So it's going to give you 3 over 10 times 20, which is 6 hectares. That's the simplest one, I think. Now, question 24. Question 24. A grade 8 learner was asked to express 0.00975 in standard form. So what was his answer? So this should be written as 9.75 times 10, because your decimal is here. You're going to write it going behind. So 1, 2, 3, power negative 3. Why is it 2 marks? But all in all, 9.75 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Question 25. Use a number line to solve again. Minus 5 plus minus 2 plus 10. So let me draw a number line. So let's imagine our number line is here. Minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9. I think that's enough. Minus 10. And we have negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. We have 0. Also have 1. Okay. So minus 4 minus 2 is going to be minus 4 plus minus 2, which is just minus 4 minus 2. So it's going to be 1 and 2. So that's minus 7. Then add 10. And I think that's, and this number line won't be much enough. So let me extend this number line somehow smaller. Let me just draw another one, very big one. So let's say this is minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, and minus 9. And we have minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we have minus 5, minus 2, 1, 2 to give you minus 7, then plus 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is 3. So your final answer is going to be 3. So the final answer is 3, but make sure you draw the number line, otherwise you don't get the mark. Question 26. Question 26. Fractions. Question 26. Work out a half of 3 over 4 minus 2 over 5, then divide by 2, 4 over 5. So board mass, start with brackets always. So let's start with this bracket, a half of, so LCM of 4 and 5 basically is just 20. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 20 divided by 5 is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. Now let's change this into improper. So 5 times 2 plus 4. 5 times 2, 10. 10 plus 4 is 14 over 5. Now 15 minus 8 will give you 7 over 20. So we've already worked out the brackets one. Now we go to the off. So off just means it's just the same as multiplication. So a half of 7 over 20 is like saying a half times 7 over 20, which will give you 7 over 40. 1 times 7 is 7, 20 times 2 is 40. So the last one is dividing by 14 over 5. Then we do division. The division changes to multiplication, and the fraction in front of it reciprocates to give you 5 over 14. So tumesema hii ukibadilisha hii division iwe multiplication, hiyo number ambayo iko chini itaenda juu. Sawa? So by 5 1, by 5 4, by 7 1, by 7 2, and your final answer is going to be 1 over 4 times 2, which is 8. So that is your answer. Question 26 done. Question 27. The number of people who attended the 2-day Sarit Book Fair exhibition dropped from 2,500 on the first day. So from 2,500 on the first day to 2,400 on the second day. So what was the percentage decrease? Now let's find the decrease itself. And the decrease is 2,500 minus 2,400. Another name for it is called the change. So this gives you 100. Now if you want to get the percentage decrease or the percentage change, you basically take the decrease itself, how much it decreased, over the original value at that time, multiply by 100. So the decrease number, the decrease, not the decreased, why am I writing the decrease, is 100 over the original being 2,500, because originally it was 2,500. Then multiply by 100. So this one cancels out. You remain with 100 over 25. 25 goes into 100 4 times. So there's a percentage decrease of 4%. That's question 27. Let's go to question 28. We're nearing to finish this paper. Question 28. Simplify py minus my over np minus mn. We factorize first. Very key in concept. So common factor on the numerator is not p, nor is it m, but is y. Okay, so your y is your common factor, and therefore is going to give you p minus m. The common factor at the denominator side is n, so you remain with p minus m. So you just remove the n's and remain with the p and the m. The same thing with this one. You remove the y's here and you just remain with the p and the m. So since this and this are similar, you can cancel them off and you remain with y over n. So this is y over n. Okay, that's question 28. Oh, sorry, I think I went overboard. Question 28. Question 29. Express p minus 2 plus p minus 1, p minus 2 over 2 plus p minus 1 over 3 as a single fraction. This is also easy. Now, which is this? Now the denominator here is 2 and the other one is 3. So the simplest way, since this is 3, is bring the 3 here, multiply each one of them by 3, and bring this to the other fraction and multiply each one of them by 2. Okay, so obviously the denominator would be 3 times 2 or 2 times 3, which is 6, and the numerator is going to be this way: 3 times p minus 2 plus 2 times p minus 1. So 3 times p and 3 times negative 2, this gives you 3p minus 6, and the other one, 2 times p, gives you 2p. 2 times negative 1 gives you negative 2 over 6. Now 3p plus 2p is 5p minus 6 minus 2, wadaiwa 6, wadaiwa 2, is going to give you minus 8 over 6. That's your final answer. Was it hard? Nope. Now that's question 29, done and dusted. Question 30. A tabletop is in the shape of a parallelogram as shown below. Okay. Calculate the sum of the angles marked A and B. Now just know that adjacent angles add up to 180 in a parallelogram. So at the end of the day, A plus B is just 180, and therefore that is your answer. But you need to write the reasoning. Wait. So is it hard? No. Now, and obviously makes sense. That's question 30 done and dusted. Question 31. Kamau kila siku ni Kamau tu. Nama Njeri sijui nani. Kamau earns a basic salary of 40,000 shillings. He's also paid a commission of 3% of the value of goods he sells above 100,000. So pays a commission above 100,000 shillings. Okay. In 1 month, he sold 20,000 items at 20 shillings. Now let's say the sales in that month. So it's 20,000 times 20 each. So the guy is going to get at least 400,000 at sales. Well, so that's 400,000, right? And he gets 3% above 100,000. So commission charged, or sales over which commission is charged, is going to be sales over which commission is charged is going to be 400,000 minus 100,000, because the first 100,000 is not going to be charged commission. So at the commission for the 300,000 that he sold. So again, sorry for that. Again, let's continue. So he gets the commission, therefore is going to be commission is percentage times sales over which commission is charged. So percentage yako ni 3%. I'm writing it another way, 3%. So 3% times 300,000, which will give you a commission of 3,000 times 3, 9,000 shillings. Ampata commission ya 9,000. Lakini kumbuka basic earnings, not basic earnings but total earnings, yani pesa ngapi, atapata pesa ngapi hiyo mwezi, which is salary or your basic salary plus commission. So basic salary yake ni 40,000, you've been given the question, plus commission ya 9,000. So jamaa yapata 49,000 shillings. Isn't that easy? Okay, question 32. Let's finish up. Question 32. The base of a liter bean is in the shape of a rectangular pentagon as shown below, which is this one. So in a pentagon, so it means that it has 5 sides. Okay, determine the size of angle marked Y. Determine the size of angle marked Y. So what we do, let's find the exterior angle, then itatusaidia kupata interior angle ya hiyo polygon. So exterior angle of any polygon is given by 360 divided by the number of sides. So ni 360 divided by number of sides ni 5. So 360 divided by 5, which is 72 degrees. So, but that's the exterior one. And we know that interior plus exterior is equal to 180. So let's say you don't know your interior, which is Y, plus your exterior, 72 degrees, is equal to 180 degrees. So minus it by 72. So your interior is going to be 180 minus 72, which is 108 degrees. So determine the size. The size is 108 degrees. So that's question 32 done and dusted. Question 33. Yachokesha iko kuandika majibu yote haya. The length of a lane in an athletic field is 420 meters. By the way, shout out to my editor ambaye yanitengeneza thumbnails and whatsoever. It's called Rashid. Ndo hakikisha hizo video uweze kuona in timelines, siwe tu waboheka tu kuangalia video yote. So shout out to him, the nice guy. So make sure mkumbuke, sinikumbuke mimi tu peke yake. And in case you remember my name, tell me on the comment section what is my true name, because many people think I'm just called Mind Mastery Tutor. That's not my real name. The length of a lane in an athletic field is 420 meters. Kipto took 2 minutes to run around the field along the lane. Calculate his average speed in meters per second. So the distance is 420 meters. You don't know the speed. The time is 2 minutes. And the speed is given by distance over time. Because just remember this triangle, which is DSTV. If you want to find the speed, you take distance over time. Second, and therefore the time should be in seconds. So if 1 minute gives you 60 seconds, 2 minutes will be 2 times 60, which is 120 seconds. So your meter, so your distance in terms of meter is going to be 420 divided by 120 seconds. So this and this cancel out, and then 420 divided by 12, or 42 divided by 12, it should give you 3.95. So this is 3.5 meter per second, or 3.5 meters. Lakini itakuwa ukimbia haraka. Now, just bear with me, we're about to finish. This is question 34. What is the size of the angle marked X in the figure below? Remember, angles in a triangle add up to how much? Add up to 180 degrees. So if we have X, we have 107, we have 32, all of them should add up to 180. So 107 plus 32 should give you 139. 139, which is equal to 180. Take 139 to the other side, it gives you minus 139. 180 minus 139 is 41. Yes, 41, and therefore the value for X is going to be 41. So that's 34. Question 35. Cylindrical tank has an internal diameter of 14. The internal diameter of 14 meters and a height of 6 meters. So again, something like this. We have a diameter, we have 14 meters and a height of 6 meters. What is the capacity of the tank in liters? So this is volume, and volume of cylinder is given by pi r squared height. So 22/7 times diameter, remember, is 14. The radius is basically diameter over 2, and diameter divided by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. So for diameter 7 squared. So times 7 squared times your height, which is 6. Just insert whatever you see in on the screen inside your calculator. 22/7 times 7 squared times 6 to give you
924. Gives you 924 cubic meters. So now once you get that 924 cubic meters, remember umeuliza capacity of the tank. The capacity in terms of liters, you need not to answer it in terms of cubic meters. So 1 cubic meter is equal to 1,000 liters. Therefore, you need to convert 925 into liters. So I've got 925. So it's going to give you 924 times 1,000, which is supposed to be 924,000 cubic meter. And so for this, how far was the question? Cubic, not cubic meter, but liters. Okay, so that is the answer. So the answer to this one is 924,000 liters. If it were cubic centimeter, then we should have divided it by 1,000, but since in terms of cubic meter is usually bigger than liters. So for you to change from cubic meter to liters, you must multiply by 1,000. Very, very simple. Now you can confirm once again, just confirm if I'm getting the same answer even when I'm using my calculator. Question 30. Okay,
let's finish with question 36 and then 37. Okay, question 36. The temperature of ice in a freezer was 12 degrees Celsius. After heating, its temperature rose by 10 degrees Celsius. What was its final temperature? So you're just saying negative 12. So it's supposed to be negative 12 degrees Celsius plus 10 degrees. Okay, so you can use a number line again, or you can not use a number line. So let me just use negative 12 is here, negative 11, then negative 10, negative 9, negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. Okay, so where we are, negative 12, add 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, 8, 9, and 10, and your final answer is going to be negative 2 degrees Celsius. Another simple way is just subtract 12 minus 10 and you get 2. But now since the negative is on the largest number, that's why your final answer is going to be negative 2 degrees Celsius. That's the question 36 done. Final question 37. Question 37. The figure below represents Hassan's homestead. Find the circumference. Take pi to be 22/7. Now, since pi is 22/7, so basically, and we asked to find the circumference, we take this formula pi d. So you just have a radius here, 42, and our diameter is basically the radius times 2, which is supposed to be 42 times 2, which is 84 centimeter. So 22/7 times 84. So by 7, 1 by 7, 12. 22 times 12 is going to be 264 centimeter. So that is your answer. 264 centimeter, that's the answer for question A. Now let's go to question B. Question B is asking you to calculate the area of the homestead, and that is pi r squared. Area is equal to pi r squared, 22/7. Your radius is 42 squared, or 42 times 42. The radius is 42, therefore r squared is going to be 42 times 42. 7, 1 by 7, 6. 22 times 6 times 42 is going to give you 5,544 centimeter square, and that's your answer. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share it to your friends. Okay, share it, share kwa wingi, like kwa wingi pia, so that the videos go viral and so that many students benefit from these sessions. And again, in case watakunipa ED pia hujachelewa, this is my number. And Form 4 holiday classes will start very soon, so contact me in advance. Is there something else to finish up? No, mine is just to say thank you. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.